Hi Libra, welcome to your June 2020 Astrology 33 bonus love reading. Thank you to those of you who've liked, viewed, shared, subscribed, and donated to the channel. I appreciate all of that. For those of you interested in booking a personal reading with me, just check out the description of the video for more details there. As far as what we have in front of us, this is what I call the bridging the gap spread, and the way it works is the cards on the left side represent your energy toward the connection with your main love interest. Cards on the right side represent their energy toward the connection. These are the past energies, present energies, future energies. Once we get through those, we'll actually pull some oracle cards for some additional insight. That's where bridging the gap dynamic comes into play. As far as the decks being used, on the left side we have the Lover's Path Tarot, on the right side we have the Tarot of Sexual Magic. And keep in mind it's a general reading, so while I'm going to refer to the energy on the left as your energy and the cards on the right as their energy, if you feel like that energy should be reversed, then trust that. Alright, so past energy on your side, we have repression. This is the equivalent of the Tower. Now, given that there's just one person in this card, I have a feeling that this is saying that this was more something that you might have been going through internally as opposed to something that you guys went through together in the relationship. Certainly that could be the case for some of you, but I feel like for the majority of you, this is just saying that maybe you guys were going through a bit of a difficult time in the past. Could have been depression, and we see that the stormy waters in the background and everything. I don't know why it won't focus. There we go. Stormy waters in the background and everything. So it could just be saying that it was something that you weren't really ready to look at the time. And, it could have just been causing you to withdraw from the connection in the past. In the past position on their side, we have the Four of Pentacles. So this is actually a Capricorn energy, which for you guys is your fourth house. But really what this could be saying is, well, it could really go one of two ways. It could just be saying that maybe they were closed off anyway, which was just making the situation even worse. Or it could just be saying, especially if we look at this artwork here, they might have been picking up on that energy from you. So that might have made them a bit hesitant, because if we look at the body language of these two, it looks like he's like really hesitant to touch her, even though it looks like she's there, and available. But that's why I feel like could have been taking place with you two in the past. Like they might have just picked up on that energy, and that might have, had them close off, and then it just made a bad situation worse in that regard. So that's what I'm feeling like was happening there. In the present position on your side, we have two cards. We have Fortune and Princess of Staves. So this is the equivalent of the Page of Wands, and then this is the Wheel of Fortune. So a lot of fiery energy here. Could just be saying that you guys might be coming out of that negative energy that you guys were in. Could just be saying that conditions are improving for you. With this too, could just be saying that maybe you guys have been receiving some messages and synchronicities through music, possibly even in your dreams as well. And then with the Princess of Staves energy, that's that energy of being ready to take action, right? Now, I will say the one thing that's interesting, though, is if we look at the positioning and the spread, she's kind of pointed away from the cards on the right. So I don't know if this is saying you're still kind of running away from the connection, or, it's just coincidence. But yeah, that's what stands out to me a bit there. But either way, I feel like this is saying that the heavier negative energies you guys were in, you seem to be coming out of that now in a much more positive way, ready to take action with a lot more energy. All right, present energy on their side, we have the Knave of Swords and the Hermit. So, contrasting energies here. I mean, we see the Knave of Swords, whereas that's the equivalent to the Page of Swords. You guys have the Page of Wands on your side, so could just say that there could just be some minor interactions between the two of you, probably nothing too heavy though. But with the Hermit card here, this could just be saying that, maybe that's throwing them for a bit of a loop now, because like I was saying, if this was the energy you were in the past, and now we see the contrast, right, like a huge difference in the present. So if this is you coming back around, it might even throw them for a loop a little bit if we look at his facial expression there, where if you come back and communicate to them, they might just be like, okay, well, where'd that come from? I don't think it's like a negative thing. It's just that, I mean, if someone's in this mode with you in the past, and then the next time you hear from them, it's like a total 180, that could throw someone else for a loop too. So I think that could be what this is pointing to for you guys in the present. And then that could even be why we see this energy, right? You might contact them like, hey, what's going on? And then, they might take a little while to respond, and that might, freak you out, and then you might end up running away. So I would say try to be patient if you could. If you do reach out to them, if that is the energy you were in the past, understanding that, hey, that's great that you're feeling great now, but might take the other person a little while to absorb that there was just a complete 180, especially if you didn't let them know directly that you were going through some stuff in the past, which I feel like is the case for a lot of you. All right, future energy on your side. We have transformation and reverse. So this is actually the equivalent of the death card in traditional tarot. So really what I'm saying here with this in the reverse is that even if you do possibly, like I said, I could see, given that we see 2-page energies in the present on both of your sides, could just be saying that, you might reach out, try to gauge their interest level. You might feel like with that hermit energy that, oh, I don't know if they're feeling me, and then you might just run off. But with this in reverse, I feel like this is saying that you're not ready to walk away from the connection yet. So I feel like if that is the dynamic that plays out for you guys in the present, it might turn itself around in the near future. And I mean, that could even be what's at play during that full moon that you guys are going to have in Sagittarius, which is your third house of communication. So that could even be, I mean, especially since this is clearly Sagittarian type energy. And the Princess of Staves doesn't point to Sagittarius energy necessarily, but in this deck in particular, it kind of does for me because the Page of Wands in traditional tarot, it's just a guy standing there, but then the knights have the horses. So here we actually see her on a horse. So it does have a bit of that Sagittarian vibe. So this could just be pointing to the energy around that full moon for you guys. It's going to be a pretty intense full moon. It's an eclipse. And, it could just be saying that you might communicate to this person. They might be thrown for a bit of a loop in the meantime, and then you might take that the wrong way. So that's what I'm saying there. Just try to be a little bit calm if you don't hear back right away. And the future energy on their side is the Six of Chalices. So I have a feeling that this is saying that even if they don't, which I'm picking up on for some of you, even if they don't respond right away, I feel like you reaching back out to them is going to have them looking at the situation in a favorable way. The Six of Cups, or Six of Chalices in this case, usually points to reconciliation energy. But seeing this here, we do see that her back is turned, right? So it could just be saying that they might take a little time to process whatever you say. Like I said, if your energy completely flips around, which is great, obviously, for you and for the connection as a whole, but it just seems to come out of the blue to them, might just take them a little while. But I feel like in the future, this is saying that they will be looking at the connection favorably. So I feel like you both are on the same page in that regard. I just don't necessarily see if I see any action being taken. But looks like things could definitely get back on track. Bottom of the deck on your side, we have the Two of Cups. And this is Cancer energy for one, so this could just be saying that maybe towards the end of June you guys might be able to actually get back on track. But what always stands out to me with this Two of Cups in particular is, again, we see the stormy waters, right? We see the lightning in the background. We see, obviously, looks like it had rained. One of the cups is knocked over. So this isn't your typical Two of Cups in that regard. So this could just be pointing to, we could see the similarities with the Tower card in the past, right? As far as we see the storm there as well. So this could just be saying that, hey, it might have been a bumpy road for you guys to get there, but you might actually be able to get things off the ground in this connection. And like I said, given that this is Cancer energy, could definitely happen around the time of towards the end of June. So again, going back to what I was saying, if you reach out to them earlier in the month, don't freak out if you don't hear back in a positive way immediately. It just might take a little while. And to further emphasize that, the bottom of the deck on their side is the moon. So again, I feel like I said, it could just be more confusion around the situation for them. Keep in mind, like I was saying, that's going to be in your third house communication too. So that could definitely be pointing to that eclipse energy. And then also there's going to be a new moon towards the end in Cancer, which would be the same degrees as that Two of Cups. So, could just be one of those things where it might take a little while for things to fully iron themselves out, but it does look like it will work out in a positive way overall. But we'll see if the Oracle cards agree with me. So first, we'll see if we get anything from the Mystic Moon Oracle deck here. And for those of you who haven't seen this type of reading from me before, I do pre-shuffle the deck before I start recording. And now I'm just going to be looking for some jumpers here. So first I'll be looking for any unspoken messages from you to them, and then from them to you. And if I shuffle for a while and nothing's coming up, I just take that as a sign to keep moving to the next oracle deck, since it's just a general reading. So we'll see what we get, if anything. Like I said, first we're looking for unspoken messages from you to them. Okay, nothing coming up, but I'll give it a few more shuffles. Alright, nothing there, so next we'll see if we get any unspoken messages from them to you. Alright, nothing coming up here either, but I'll give it a few more shuffles. Oh, got one there. Alright, so let's see. Interesting. We have I just wasn't ready for you. Now that's kind of weird, honestly. Let me look back at this spread again. Alright, well, I mean, I guess this could present a different angle for the spread as far as, like I said, for a lot of you, given especially that with this deck, there's not many cards where it's just the one person in the major arcana. So that made me feel like this was more something that you were going through outside of the connection. But for some of you, that could have been what it was. Maybe they actually had a very closed off energy with you, and that might have been why you were feeling this way. You know, you might have felt like a bit rejected with the whole situation at that point. And then if that's the case, what these two cards here could be saying that, you know, this is them really contemplating about reaching out to you. So, interesting dynamic there, but hopefully that resonated for some of you anyway. And again, to be fair too, going back with the original scenario that I was feeling, this could just point to if you do come back around, where, like I was saying, you know, you guys might reach back out to them, especially around the time of that full moon I'm feeling in particular. And you might not hear it right back from them right away. So with that original dynamic, what that could be saying is, you know, okay, you come back around, it might just throw them for a loop. Like, okay, well, the last I, you know, was dealing with this person, they seemed very closed off, and now they're coming back around all of a sudden, like everything's great, but, you know, they might just need some time to process that. So that could be what that's saying there, where, like I was saying, you know, in the future position, we do see them in that Six of Cups energy, where it's like they're looking at you favorably, but they just might not, you know, be immediate to act on that. So hopefully that resonated with you too. Alright, and next we'll see if we get anything from the Wisdom of the Oracle deck. Here I'm just looking for one card and then we'll wrap up. Okay, there we go. Alright, the card that you guys got is not for you. There's the artwork and the number 6. So yet more twists and turns with this one, but let's see what this says. On the surface it doesn't sound too good, but we'll see what the actual messages say. And if it resonates, okay, it says a clear knowing that something is being denied you. Rejection is God's protection. The Oracle's message. There are times when it appears that no matter how deeply you desire something, no matter how hard you work at something, the result you seek always seems to elude you. It is as if you don't really get to be in the game and you feel you're just watching from the sidelines. The appearance of this card indicates that you are not going to attain what you want right now, that indeed your dreams for that exact thing will not be fulfilled. This is a time to radically accept that not everything is available to you when you want it. Take heart, for there are benevolent forces who desire the best for you and have a much clearer idea of what is for your highest good. Rejection is God's protection. Something much better that will make you truly happy is on its way. Trust this. So definitely an interesting message there, and that definitely makes me think of what we were seeing there with the oppression energy in the past. And as far as it's saying, you're not going to attain what you want right now. Your dreams for that exact thing will not be fulfilled. That makes me think of what I was saying there. Like I said, I feel like if you reach out to this person in the present, there might be a bit of a delay there as far as, that might just catch them off guard that you come back around with this totally different energy. And I feel like this could just be pointing to, like I said, a delay before you guys can really get things off the ground. All right, the relationship message says some relationships carry an innate seed of failure in them that is obvious from the beginning, but the red flags escape your observation or you refuse to acknowledge them. When a relationship is not meant to be, it is not possible to make it be. Rejection is a sign that you're being protected by the divine. If you are the one who must reject another, remember that you do so for both your sakes. For every pot there is a lid. This one may not be the best fit. So interesting message there too, because actually I did Gemini's reading a little while ago, and their spread almost seemed to fit this card better than than yours does. Because really with this energy here, I'm picking up on is definitely positive potential, and like I said, I feel like that if anything, this is just pointing to delayed energy. I didn't necessarily feel like it was a no go at all. Um, but I mean, hopefully this does resonate for some of you. If the main spread didn't seem to fit your story well. But yeah, I'm not really seeing these two fit together too well. I mean, at least not with the definitive angle that it has, where, like I said, I definitely did feel a delay energy there, where, you just coming back around with a totally different energy might throw this person off. But I did see potential there. So hopefully one of those storylines and that worked for you guys. And we'll wrap up there and I'll see you guys next month. All right. Bye.